What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TDGOLF Studio. Today we are checking out graphite iron shafts. Graphite iron shafts are super interesting because not everyone has the opportunity to test them out. But here at TDGOLF Studio, we have the ability and the technology, so we're gonna give it a go today. So Titan, tell us a little bit about maybe what you've seen fitting with the graphite shafts and their benefits.
Yeah, they definitely can fit a wide range of players. So we see people that are on the slower end and people on the higher end that can fit into a graphite shaft. I think that's one nice thing about them is they're able to get their weight very light, and they can also now get it pretty heavy with different options. I think it's good to protect your body a little bit, so maybe it won't be quite as harsh on the vibrations. And I think that there's definitely an option that could fit any kind of player. So definitely a wide range of shafts.
We're testing out 6 shafts today. If you have been thinking about graphite shafts and the irons, this video is for you, so let's get started. To get started, we are going to do the Wheel of Dawn randomizer. Dawn,
1 to 6.
present us with a number.
First one is going to be 6.
6, all right, and that is Axiom.
Ooh, let's get started.
Okay, Rob, so number 6 was selected, and that's our Axiom. This is the 125. I think of the graphite options, this is on the heavier end. I think Axiom for a lot of players can be kind of comparable to a steel sort of feel and weight, and I think that for us has seen a lot of benefit for players. I think that this shaft can definitely, I think certain shafts can spin higher or launch higher. I would say this is kind of more in the kind of mid category, so it's not trying to get it way up in the air.
Yeah. And you just switched to these, right?
I did. I'm playing this.
What's been your experience so far?
Part of it for me was definitely more like I talked about earlier in that body protection side. I tend to go down into it really hard, and you know, if you're hitting a lot down and hitting a lot of balls, that can just beat up your wrists or forearms. So for me, that's one of the reasons why I switched. I was trying to achieve similar numbers to steel with a graphite shaft, and this for me was what worked best.
Nice. You are no longer young, you're mid-am.
That's right, I'm ancient now. Maybe I'll switch into the 60 gram
bag of hybrids.
something next year.
Little thin heel.
Okay. It's good there.
Better?
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. The ball's good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Nice.
I mean, just straight away from you seeing these numbers versus what you're used to with steel, what are you seeing?
This feels very in line, I think, with steel. In terms of speed, everything else, it feels about like what I would expect, so it doesn't feel that different.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that was probably the best bunch so far.
Yeah. Let's do one more thing.
All right. That's pretty good
Yep.
too.
Yeah, got a little further with each swing. Okay. Good place to start. Overall, I would say, you know, nothing is jumping out to me as crazy high spin or crazy high launch. It just seems pretty standard across the board, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, one of the things that was always kind of weird for me, like going into a graphite shaft, was maybe the weight. Like I always kind of felt like it would be a little too light, but this feels very similar to steel. So I think if you're playing, you know, your 125, 130 gram steel shaft, you could potentially switch into this pretty easily.
All right, so number 4 is our Steelfiber 110. We're gonna be trying the Private Reserve today.
This is the cool one.
This is the cool one. I would say this shaft to me, and I obviously haven't been alive as long as a lot of golf shafts have been available, but to me, like when I think of graphite shaft, I think of the Steelfiber as being kind of the pioneer in my mind of probably the most used by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Maybe the most seen out on the course by a lot of people.
I saw you trying to age yourself younger after I called you old.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I mean, I don't know how old the steel fiber is, but maybe it's
Yeah.
older than I am.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely probably the most cutting edge. They probably had the most time to get feedback and iterate. I think most recently I saw Ricky Fowler switch into these.
That's right. Yep, Ricky uses those.
So yeah, definitely been popular for a long time.
Okay. Good there.
That was a good swing.
Yeah, really good. I think another thing to note too is that in different weights in the same shaft lineup, they are trying to do a little different things. Like a steel fiber, especially, like if we're talking 60 versus the 110 or even the 125, they're obviously trying to. This is not trying to spin the ball and launch it crazy high, but I would say that the steel fiber option across the range might tend to be a spinnier option.
I think to that point, I felt that a little bit on some of these where I felt like I hit some of these good and I would expect the spin to come out lower, and it came out at maybe a couple hundred higher than I was expecting.
That was a good swing.
Yeah.
Yep, really good. Is the weight difference noticeable between this and the 125 Axiom you were just hitting?
For me, I think so. I think this feels definitely a little bit lighter. I think this is easier to get around and I don't have to work as hard, but it's not too dissimilar on the feel. I think the Axiom you could feel is a little bit stiffer.
Good swing. Yeah, it's crushed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. I think we're good there. We'll just kind of glance here. I mean, this is probably to be expected, just weight-wise. Pick
Yeah.
up maybe a little bit. This is, if we're gaining speed, we might gain some carry distance. But overall, nothing crazy different, I guess. Launch is actually lower for you. But okay, I think we're good there. We have the Raune. This is the graphite design option. This is a newer shaft. I believe this came out this year, end of last year. Last year? Yeah, okay, so end of last year this came out. We've already seen in here this shaft work very well for a number of customers. And I'll be curious to see what it does for you.
And how many grams was this?
This is 105.
Okay.
So
Trending
even-
lighter.
Yeah, even lighter than the last two. I believe this is the heaviest weight they offer. So this is as heavy as it gets for them.
Okay.
I really do like, I think another, I'm not gonna say it's a bar to entry for people, but I think graphics can
Yes.
play a part in a graphite shaft. Certainly with, let's just say the regular steel fiber. This I think has a really good kind of clean look to it, just that kind of holographic logo on the top.
It is cool to have the holographic logo and like everything else just kind of be like a glossier black.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Yep.
Doesn't feel, that's not bad.
No.
For this.
Really good ball speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
that's- Yep, that's really
This
good.
one feels a little bit smoother. Like I think we've stepped down from, of the three so far, Axiom was the most stiff, and then Steel Fiber's a little bit smoother than that, and this feels definitely smoother than the other two. It was a little thin, but it was still pretty good. Yeah.
Yep, still really good. Spin's been very consistent with this so far. A little right. Okay. So
I mean, for this, it's not bad.
no, that's not bad. Okay, one more swing. Okay. Yeah,
Alright, pretty good.
very good. Good ball speed again. Okay. Yeah, so far, I'm not seeing anything too crazy spin-wise between these for you, which is interesting.
Yeah.
If anything, I would have expected the Axiom maybe to be lower launch than it is, just weight-wise. But again, different shafts are different for everyone. They load differently.
Yeah, I think in general, like for the viewers at home, off camera, you've been seeing that I've been trending to softer shafts maybe, and like smoother profiles, and I think that's been working well. So I think that this felt smoother than the other two, and I think it felt a little better to me.
Okay.
Actor Distance King.
Yeah. All right. So this is the most expensive shaft on our list here, TPT. This was number 1 that was selected on our Wheel of Dawn here. This shaft, again, this is the heaviest, stiffest that they offer in their lineup. I believe this is also around 105 gram and 102. Okay, so even lighter. So we're actually still going in that direction. We previously hit this on the channel, and distance was very, very good. Club speed was really there too. We'll see if that does that again.
Definitely, and I think talking to graphics as well, like I really like the carbon fiber kind of look that they went for, and then the yellow on the back is,
Yeah,
it may be polarizing, but I like it.
No, I still think this is the way you have to do it, is
Yeah.
clean at a dress, and then you can go vibrant on the back, or do some cool graphic. I just think clean at a dress
I agree.
is the way to go. What? Ball speed was 140 on a one-hander?
That was a chunk.
And that heat.
Chunk and still spins?
There's a lot to take away from that one.
Yeah, honestly. Look at the height on a chunk.
Yeah.
Sounded good. Yeah, it's our best ball speed.
Yeah, this thing is definitely faster.
Yep.
Cool heel.
No, still pretty good. Good distance for a heely one. Good ball speed. Spinny. Sounded good. Good ball speed. Yeah. Okay, so I think of the shafts, this is definitely the spinniest and the highest for you. Everything else is kind of sat in this, 62, 68, 69 kind of window for spin. This is at 59, so
Yeah, and I'm happy to give up some ball speed for lower spin.
yeah. Yeah, the peak height and the spin are definitely up with this one.
But if you were looking for more speed and maybe more spin, this would be a good fit.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not your shaft, but for somebody
Yeah.
that might want those things.
Turbo rocket launcher shaft.
Yep. All right, so number 5 is Accra TZ 115i.
Okay.
I think the TZ iron shaft is not as talked about as it should be. We've definitely seen a number of customers get fit into this, and it's worked very well. I think from what we've seen, most of the time it's been the 95, but we've definitely seen that spin really go up. And for certain players that need that, it's done really well. I'm interested to see, how you hit this and what the 115 does for you. But this is a shaft that, the other thing that's nice about this shaft, and they have charts for their tipping where you could pick any weight and kind of make it almost any flex. So this is something where you could tip it to be softer or
Okay.
or stiffer depending on.
So you get some fitting wiggle room.
Yeah, right. So if you're like, oh well, I like heavier, but I don't want it as stiff as another option, we can tip differently. So.
Yeah. I like these bands that they have here. They're kind of like chromatic bands, but maybe you can do without the text on the top.
Yeah, again, going back to that last point of just
Aesthetics matter here.
They do. Keep it cleaner. But this shaft is done well, so we'll see what it does.
That's cool then. Not bad.
Okay. Launch was fine.
Okay. Also a little thin heel.
Okay. That was good.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it's really high too. Good shot though. Do a little fades. What's going on here?
Yeah.
That's really good again.
Ooh.
This is high.
So high though.
High cuts.
I'm gonna need to play like a 20-degree 7-iron.
Yeah. Sounded great.
Pretty good. It's a little tone.
Yeah.
But it's good. And those are some nice
I was
ones.
gonna say, dispersion wise, that's pretty tight in there. Like
Yeah.
the Accra. Everything else has been fairly similar. All right. Things to note there. Spin was a little higher than maybe the Axiom
Yeah.
or the Raune, but again, peak height higher, a little higher. Overall, yeah, spin was up a bit. Ball speed's still good.
Was it the highest peak height?
No, actually the TPT was a little higher, but
Okay.
versus everything else, it's second
They're
highest.
both pretty high.
Yeah, both pretty high. I do think, I mean, ball flight wise, let me just see the curve average here. Yeah, definitely a little more right bias for you, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think that leaves us with just the KBS left. All right, Rob, so we have the KBS. This is the TGI 110.
The Jason Day shaft.
The Jason Day, yeah. I think one reason, I guess, that this test is happening is we've seen some more tour adoption of graphite shafts. And I guess, you know, as a consumer, you might be thinking, well, why? Why are these guys going towards graphite shafts? I think one reason why maybe is what we were talking about a second ago, where it could just feel easier to swing for them, and they feel like they don't have to make such a harsh motion to get the numbers that they want out of their clubs.
Yeah, definitely. I believe he was coming from a Dynamic Gold X7 too, which is as
Right.
harsh as it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good. Yeah, it's ball speed's still not there.
I don't know if that was like 100% centered, but it was at least in the right direction.
Look how low the spin is.
Yeah. I don't mind that, but
We need to hit the center of the back.
everything else could use a little work on this.
That was good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, again, look at the spin. Blue. It's a good shot.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great shot. That sounded good. Yeah, spin again. One more swing. It's the same left one. Alright, we'll just keep that one. I think we're good there. This is, I think we'll say something to this effect in every video, but get fit for clubs because you say, oh,
You
Jason
might get a
Day.
shot like that.
Jason Day plays TGI 110. I need TGI 110.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Every shaft isn't going to work for everyone. That's why fitting is so important.
I think I underestimated this shaft as being, I don't know what I was expecting in a graphite shaft, but I don't think I was expecting it to be that hard to get around, even at 110 grams.
Yeah. Well, that's another good point too. Is I think maybe some people think graphite automatically going to launch higher, spin more,
Yeah.
go more left, maybe even if it's softer in their mind. But I think they can get graphite even stiffer than steel,
Yeah.
should you choose to, especially at the same weight.
Definitely. Definitely.
So to me, they're able to fine tune that a lot more. I know certain shafts, they can get really, really stiff and heavy. One brand that, you know, is no longer used to offer a very stiff and heavy graphite option.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they can definitely get it as stiff and heavy as you might need. But yeah, let's just check out numbers one more time. Yeah, I think that club speed wise, I think everything probably sat about right in terms of what it should have done. I don't know if you agree with that. I think based on just weight alone,
Yeah.
I think pretty much everything was right where it should have been. Ball speed wise, kind of in the same boat. You know, if we're swinging faster, we should have a bit more ball speed. I think these two categories are where you'll start to see some difference for a player of any caliber. Honestly, is from across a range of handicaps. Is the main reason why you would use a different shaft at all in any club is you're trying to achieve something. Either it's a bias left or right, it's spin, it's launch, and I think that's where you'll start to see these separate. Is, you know, Axiom launched really high for you. That could be maybe not loading it as well. And you know, something like the Raune shaft launched low, this launched low. Spin wise, same thing. There's a lot of variance between the lowest spinning shaft and the highest spinning shaft. I think, you know, again, height too. I think the reason why there are so many options is because companies are trying to make a shaft that does something different.
Yeah.
And there is a player for every shaft out there.
Yeah.
So to me, I think graphite especially, I think it's not as easy as, oh, well, it's 110, so that's what I need.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a 110 that's extremely stiff, you can get a 110 that plays soft, so.
Yeah, I think two things that were a bit eye-opening for me were the swing weight element. I think on some like measured out the Raune was like 105 grams, so it was like D2, and like a lot of my irons probably would come out to something similar-ish. So like if you're worried about feel, maybe it didn't feel, at least to me, that much different. And I think the other thing that was probably eye-opening too is I'm probably faster than your average golfer, and felt more comfortable in some of the smoother options that were, you know, probably be for someone on paper a lot slower than me. So
Yeah.
I would, definitely say go get fit and find something that works for you.
Yeah, I think recently we've seen more people that are open to trying graphite shafts. So there are certain people that are like, oh, I need steel, but certainly more recently, graphite shafts have become more popular and increasingly tested, and numbers show that they can really work for any kind of player. And I think this kind of showed that at any speed, as fast as you're going to get, it'll still keep up.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Everyone, hope you enjoyed that video. I think graphite is still definitely an emerging element of the golf equipment space, but hope that was informative for you. As always, you can come get fit here at TDGOLF Studio, just outside DC in Reston, Virginia. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.